Assalamu alaikum wa marhaban wa ahlan wa sahlan bikum. Peace and hello and welcome. Today's lesson is about colors. Al-alwan. Don't forget that you have to repeat after me each word. If I'm going too fast, please pause the video and take your time to repeat the word once or more if needed. I would recommend 3 times at least. Al-alwan. Abyad. Abyad. Be mindful of the da over here. It's not abyad, it's abyad. Dad. Abyad. Ahmar. 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 Asfar. Again, it's the sad over here, the emphatic sa. It's not asfar, it's asfar. Think of when you say sun, but you're going to say it really with an emphatic S, so it's going to be sun, sun. So asfar, asfar. Same thing if we go back to abyad. Think of when you say double in English, double, but we're going to try to give it the most emphatic sound that we can. Abyad. Ahmar. Asfar. And you can already notice a certain pattern. So colors in Arabic typically fall under the same pattern, which is af'al. So they follow the same pattern, the same kind of music as we describe it. It's a very logical and musical language. Akhdar. Akhdar. Green. Again, the dad. Akhdar. Azraq. Qaf. Not azraq with the K, it's azraq. 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 Aswad. 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 If you're just wondering why we're not reading the case endings, we are not concerned with the case endings at the present time. We're learning the vocabulary because case endings are a reflection of grammatical inflection and where the word is in the sentence. So if it's a subject, it's going to have a dhamma, for example. If it's an object, it's going to have fatha and so on. We're not concerned with that at the moment, especially that in, realistically speaking, in real life as natives, we do not go around saying, for example, هذا قط أسود. We tend to silence most of the case endings. So we're going to say هذا قط أسود. This is how we normally speak, even using standard Arabic in, let's say, media or on the news or so on, because it's actually really difficult, even for native speakers, to try and figure out what each case ending is and is it a subject, is it an object, what is the mood of the verb at the present time, especially if you're in a conference or trying to speak quickly. So it's not very logical, and we do not expect non-natives to do so. So that would be a wrong approach to learning. If you're really focused on the case endings, I would say, please don't obsess about them, don't worry about them, because even for natives, it takes them years of studying and doing grammar just to make sure they don't make basic mistakes. And to be honest, most of the time, if you go on YouTube and watch news or video broadcasts, you will, and I will try to leave an example in the comments, you will find that we naturally drop the case endings. So just say aswad, okay, for now. So aswad. Burtuqali. Burtuqali, orange. So this is a different pattern. It falls under a different pattern. It's not the pattern af'al like earlier. This is a different pattern. because actually with using this pattern, it's referring to برتقال, which is orange. So when we say برتقالي, kind of like saying it's orangey. So we're adding the suffix, just like in English. You say bluish, for example, purplish, or something like that. So the yeah over here is a suffix indicating that the noun is being attributed to orange, for example. Okay, now we are going to practice. Let me move my video somewhere where you can see the screen and it's not disrupting the screen. We want to say I have. So in Arabic, we don't really have verb to have. So instead, we use prepositions and adverbials, like the adverbial عند. عند means at. عند means at. So when I say عندي, the ya over here, that means at mine. The ya over here is mine. For example, قلم, قلم, a pen. If I say قلمي with the ya at the end, that means my pen. So my or mine. My pen. عندي, that means at mine. Okay. Let me just clear the screen. So let's say dub is a ba, dub. عندي dub. I have a ba. عندي dub. And you're going to help me use the right color adjective. In Arabic, unlike English, you would say I have, for example, a white ba. You start with the adjective first and then the noun. In Arabic, we're actually starting with the noun first, always. So عندي dub, I have a ba, أبيض, white. I have a ba, white. So always start with the noun first, and that could probably be easier because you've mentioned the noun, then think, okay, what adjective I need to use now? The adjective comes after. عندي دب أبيض. So now we're practicing only with masculine color adjectives. In Arabic, if a noun is masculine, like dub is a masculine noun, it doesn't have feminine endings, we're going to use masculine color adjectives. Because you're a beginner now, we're not too concerned about the feminine adjectives. There's a long lesson, not very long, but you can go back and review. You can, I will tag a card here and on the screen on the top, so you can go back to it and review that colors, feminine and masculine colors in Arabic lesson. So عندي دب, what's the answer? عندي دب أبيض. أحسنتم. Well done. Next one, عندي كتاب. عندي كتاب. I have a book. Please help me out. What color is it? ما لون الكتاب? عندي كتاب أخضر. أخضر. ممتاز. Excellent. If I'm going too fast, again, pause the screen and take your time. عندي قلم. قلم. قلم could be a pencil or a pen, by the way. So قلم. عندي قلم أصفر. أصفر. أحسنتم. عندي قلم. عندي قلم أحمر. أحسنتم. عندي قلم أخضر. Remember the emphatic ض. أخضر. عندي قلم أزرق. أزرق. عندي كتاب. Now I don't have the words here for you, so you're gonna have to try and recall the colors. عندي كتاب أبيض. أبيض. ممتاز. رائع. أحسنتم. تابعوا. Keep going. عندي كتاب. You remember that color? It was the only one that didn't fit the pattern, and we spoke about the suffixes, and it goes back to برتقال, orange. عندي كتاب برتقالي. برتقالي. عندي كتاب أسود. أسود. عندي كتاب أسود. And we can say أسود وأبيض, black and white. عندي دفتر. دفتر, a notebook or a copybook. دفتر. عندي دفتر أبيض, أبيض. And we could also say أبيض وأزرق, referring to the blue lines, for example. So we can use the conjunction wa, which means and, wa. عندي دفتر أسود, أسود. أحسنتم, رائع. هاتف is a phone, هاتف, a phone. عندي هاتف أزرق, أزرق. والآن and now عندي هاتف أبيض, أبيض. عندي هاتف, I don't think we have those phones anymore. عندي هاتف أحمر, أحسنتم, أحمر. عندي هاتف أخضر, and we can say an orange, وبرتقالي, وأصفر. Different colors. ألوان مختلفة. عندي هاتف أسود, أسود, and we can say أسود وأبيض, black and white. Who has a blue dog, honestly, but that's just for practice. So a blue dog. عندي كلب أزرق, أزرق. That would be really fun. An orange dog. عندي كلب برتقالي, برتقالي. Okay, so عندي, I have, we're adding the ya, which means mine, at mine. Now عندك, addressing a male. For example, I can say عندك هاتف, you have a phone. Addressing a female عندكي, we're adding the personal, attached personal pronouns or suffixes that reflect possession at the end. عندكي, عندكي هاتف, you have a phone. Now to ask someone a yes or no question in Arabic, we're using question tool هل. Try to remember hello, هل. So هل, do. هل عندك تفاحة? Have you got an apple? هل عندك قلم? Have you got a pen? هل عندك هاتف? Have you got a phone? And addressing a female. هل عندك تفاحة؟ هل عندك قلم؟ هل عندك هاتف? So let's practice a bit together. Let me move my face here so I'm not blocking the screen. Okay, I'm replying back, so you're going to have to tell me what you see here. For example, هل عندك قلم? And then use the color. قلم أزرق. هل عندك قلم أزرق? And you're going to have to answer at the same time for yes and no. Let's practice both, please. So نعم is yes. نعم. عندي, yes I have. نعم عندي قلم أزرق. Full sentence, please. Oh no, لا. So there's two ways to negate. We can say ما عندي using the ما عندي, or ليس عندي. Both are common. Now you'll find that ليس is the chosen or preferred negation. It's actually an incomplete verb, negation method in standard Arabic, especially in written media. However, ما عندي, which is still from Fusha and standard, but this is what we normally say in everyday life. Even in spoken Arabic and different dialects, we say ما عندي, we don't say ليس عندي. So my preferred choice, to be honest, for conversation, try to use ما عندي. But also be aware of ليس, because you'll come across it 99% of the time through books or other learning resources in Arabic. So be familiar with both. Okay, so ما عندي أو ليس عندي. ما عندي, not at mine. ليس is a verb that says doesn't exist, literally, or isn't. Something isn't being or isn't existing. ليس عندي doesn't exist or isn't being at mine. So this is actually a verb, where this is actually a particle. So هل عندك قلم أزرق? هل عندك قلم أزرق? Addressing a male. Can you reply back? نعم عندي قلم أزرق. Brilliant, ممتاز. لا, now answering with no, and we're going to practice both. لا, ما عندي قلم أزرق. And using ليس, لا, ليس عندي قلم أزرق. ممتاز. كتاب أحمر. Let's address a female. هل عندك كتاب أحمر? Can you reply? Let's say yes. نعم عندي كتاب أحمر. ممتاز. لا ما عندي كتاب أحمر. Now using ليس. لا ليس عندي كتاب أحمر. هاتف ما لونه? What's its color? أبيض. هل عندك هاتف أبيض? Can you address a female now? هل عندك هاتف أبيض؟ أحسنتم. ممتاز. نعم عندي هاتف أبيض. لا ما عندي هاتف أبيض. أو ليس عندي هاتف أبيض. هاتف أسود. هل عندك هاتف أسود؟ هل عندك هاتف أسود؟ نعم عندي هاتف أسود. لا ما عندي هاتف أسود. أو لا ليس عندي هاتف أسود. كلب أزرق. كلب أزرق. Blue dog. That's my favorite, by the way. هل عندك كلب أزرق؟ هل عندك كلب أزرق؟ أو هل عندك كلب أزرق؟ نعم عندي كلب أزرق. لا ما عندي كلب أزرق. Which I think is the natural reply. لا ليس عندي كلب أزرق. أحسنتم. رائع. ممتاز. Common conversational question in Arabic. Have you got children? هل عندك أولاد? أولاد means children. أولاد. هل عندك أولاد؟ هل عندك addressing a lady. أولاد. نعم عندي أولاد. Yes, I have children. لا ما عندي أولاد. Or as I said, we can use ليس. ليس عندي أولاد. Now let's test your knowledge. Now we're gonna drop the short vowels or the harakat, and you're gonna try and tell me what word you see on the screen. What color? I'm gonna count to 3 and then I will say the answer. أبيض. التالي next. أحمر. أسود. أصفر. أخضر. أزرق. تابعوا. أحسنتم. What was this long word? برتقالي. ممتاز. رائع. Another practice. Again, you did well the first time. مرة أخرى. Another time. مرة أخرى. أصفر. أحمر. أخضر. أزرق. أسود. برتقالي. برتقالي. أبيض. أحسنتم. Now to continue with the rest of the colors for your knowledge, but I do think that you've learned more than enough so far for this lesson. The rest of the colors: بني. بني. بنفسجي. زهري, وردي. You might know warda is a rose, wardi, rose color. And going back to zahri, zahra is a flower, so zahri. Ramadi, gray, ramadi. And actually ramad in Arabic means ash, ramad. Dhahabi, dhahab in Arabic is gold, so dhahabi. You notice the ya of attribution? So we're saying like goldish color, or rosy color, or ashy color. So the noun is being attributed to something else. So this is just extra information because I think that you just need to learn only certain words at once, otherwise it would be too much. Fiddi, fiddi, fiddi. Okay, and to continue with the masculine and feminine colors, please go back to the masculine and feminine colors lesson to find out how we retrieve the feminine colors. And I will leave the link in the description box. Just to show you something, I'm skipping through the screen. So don't forget in Arabic that the noun comes first, followed by the adjective as opposite to English. هذا كلب بني. This is a brown dog. So we're literally saying this is a dog brown. And obviously if the noun is feminine, you'll have to use the feminine color adjectives, and you can go back to that specific lesson. Thank you for watching. شكرا للمشاهدة والمتابعة. في أمان الله وحفظه ورعايته، وأراكم في الفيديو القادم. See you in the next video إن شاء الله. مع السلامة.